Welcome to OWAD Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring one more important culturally significant thing that supposedly came from Neolithic age, Ding. We had a lot of this complicated, intricate spelling in our language. We still use it a lot, as you can see. Many different expressions still carry this character over so that it got encapsulated in expressions, even if we kind of lost touch with what Ding is. Or, okay, originally it means a cauldron, a big metal uh, stew pot, right? And three leg, we use it as a cooking device. And eventually, from the early age of survival, right? Once you have the sort of governance, you have a kind of a structure of the society, and then the top of the ruler are going to use cauldron or rich families, okay, with abundance, with extra resources. Beyond the survival level, they're going to build to make this heavy metal piece, probably bronze, mostly, that involves a high heat and mold making and break into the mold. Molded into this three-leg cauldron that's beyond its original cooking purpose or survival use utensil anymore. It became a cultural carrier. It's heavy, it's big, it's decorated, and there are messages engraved on because it's molded, right? So it's relatively permanent, and you can put whatever message or patterns on it to glorify, to represent, to try to leave your name, your message down to generations, thousands of years later. And it is true that in our archaeology discovery, such vessels with message was it became the source of information from the past. So that's how how you time travel by building cauldrons like that. Okay, you can see simplified traditional look exactly the same, even if this is pretty complicated concept, but it got remained. Probably also because of the cultural significance, because eventually, okay, to symbolize a power, to symbolize authority, to symbolize your right to rule, and this cauldron became a prompt, a cultural symbol. So instead of like in some cultures, you have this staff or some special headgear to signify like you're a different you're different from a different class or different status. You're kind of a semi demigod kind of thing. Using such prompt, Dion is a Chinese such prompt. Like if you had the resource to build such long, like time honored, time travel vessel and carve in your message from generations, that alone gives you time honored authority to say you are the ruler because you have this cauldron that certify that you're the real deal there. Okay, so Ding, if you see 2000 years ago's version, which is script language based on Qin, the first generation of the first dynasty in China, that got unified of unit of measurement or language. So this one ruler laid out the ground of how like dynasties down the road. Like we have how many? Like 30 plus some dynasties, and each dynasty may span for a couple of decades to a couple of centuries, right? And that's the first, the founding dynasty. Until today, we look back of the words they established. They kind of centralize and standardize it for the rest of us. Okay, so this is their rendering. And you can see it's symmetrical, vertically mirroring left and right. And according to scholars, this is a three-leg vessel because three legs probably is way more, I guess, before technology can allow us to build a four-leg pot, that three leg is more stable, right? So this is three leg, and I guess this is from one point of view that you're viewing the middle leg, and then you're going to express the two other legs in there, and then the top would be the pot itself. So it's a container have an opening facing up, and then you have the mouth symbol almost like and with two nostrils. It has nothing to do with your eyeball. So here is actually the same as the eyeball symbol. That we place the eyeball symbol on that container originally for cooking purpose, right? Later on, like probably at some point used as punishment, like cook a human in there, possible, or as some special stew of something, or this cauldron carry the almost like certification of the right to rule thing. Probably have something else to cook in there. But this, I view this as a decorative feature on the surface of the ding of this cauldron because it's a huge vessel. So on it's circular on the sides, you have a huge amount of space to carve in your message for generations to come, right? So this is the message on the surface that you can visible. I guess if it's eyeball, that means it's visible. That the size, the message on the sides of the ding, the cauldron, is visible. You can see the message on there. Okay. 一言九鼎, say one word is equivalent. We don't say equivalent in there. We just say one word. 9 cauldrons. Wait, okay, sorry. I have a bad spelling there. Number 9 cauldrons. So 1 and 9, again, in the single digit domain, 1 is the smallest integer within the single digit before we introduce 10, right? And the 9 is the biggest number. So we just have this contrast of from 1 to 9. And what's the thing? One word, just one word, which is audible, not even visible. And we don't say equal, but that's meant to be. So this one word equal the value of 9 cauldrons that are heavy, that are symbol of the country, that have messages like so many words possibly carved on the surface of the cauldron. But all that much, either as wealth, as power, as message, meaning, all that represented by the 9 quadrants that equal to one word. And that gives you the weight or the value or the effectiveness of that one word. And this is a Chinese expression to say, trust me. If I say this, I'm going to commit to what I said, and I'm going to fulfill my promise. And you can trust my one word of saying, I'm going to do this, that I'm going to, however costly it is to me, I'm going to carry it out in the equivalent of value of my one word would cost resource-wise to 9 quadrants. To use all that power and the monetary resources and the message, however, to do it, I'm going to fulfill my one word promise to you. So 一言九鼎 is saying somebody who is trustworthy. You can just trust their one word. Okay. Well, in this case, it's not necessarily one word, right? It's simply you can trust their words as if you are going to as if that's their credit line in today's lingo. That word, that's 1 and the 9 simply is a quantifiable imagery. Okay, so this word, this message, you can trust it as if it comes with collaterals, with many quadrants. Okay, 鼎力支持. Okay, 鼎力 quadrant force, because it's a heavy metal thing. I mean, it's heavy, made of bronze metal. So in ancient times, as well as today, it's going to be require lots of force to be able to carry that quadrant. And 鼎力 means the force that are used to carry the quadrant. And the legend has it, Xiang Yu, the big, influential, very fit guy who is a warrior as well as a leader, a general that he is the one person. Of course, it's a storytelling. So the legend has it that he can carry this squadron. So apparently, this is kind of outlier. This is not a regular person's type of force, but 鼎力支持 is a promise to say, I'm going to support you to use my uttermost force or power or strength enough to carry a quadrant. And the 支持 is the support. And we use 支 prompt. And the 持 is hold. I'm going to prompt you up. I'm going to hold your hands. Something like that to provide a support to you with the force to carry quadrant. Okay. 大名鼎鼎 big name. Caldron. Okay. We use 鼎鼎 to mean it's a big, visible, time-honored vessel, right? So when we say 鼎 and we double down on this character, 鼎鼎, it gives you this almost the visual as well as probably audio as well of imagery of the significance, the weight associated with the 鼎. And when you say 大名鼎鼎, you're kind of exaggerated way to say somebody is so well known. They're big name. First, we have to say they have big name. Their big reputation is the equivalent of a double down. Quadrants. Like it's so significant. It's worth a lot. It weighs a lot. And that's how we say 大名鼎鼎 simply means a very reputable, well known. All right, so this is how a quadrant will look like, but of course it's an oversized vessel here. It becomes like a cultural symbol thing, and so it's built on the staircase, on top of the staircase, and with this intricate patterns on it to give you the sense of okay, this is a vessel that's specialized to hold the message, hold the weight. So the whole form, right, the material it used all carry this message of quadrants, this theme. It's something beyond your personal resource. And I guess it's very expensive to build one. And the size matches to, I guess in today's, it would be like sports car, right? Intricate, powerful engine and what type of car you drive kind of signifies your social status. In the past, probably we used the quadrants to show how intricate, how much material used, and all that would signify your social status back then. So that's just my, improvised comparison there. That's 鼎. Thank you for your time. See you next time.